Queen Bee has a message for MGL, and it's regarding the court case with her and Betty and depositions, etc. Let's check it out.
This video is fair use. It is transformative and is protected under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is needed for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, reporting, teaching, and more.
Not sure what's really going on with Justin or whatever, but apparently he is pretty embarrassed for his behavior and the way he acted out in front of Leilani's house. If that's the case, I'm glad you learned something from it, because you guys all look foolish as hell standing out there.
Agreed. And I have to say it again, I think a lot of us made mistakes back then. I don't think that we, as the other side, I don't think we acted perfectly either. And I do believe now that we added to that mess. While I truly believe that our hearts were in the right place, I just think we didn't really help the situation.
So anyways, here's a little bit of this. I'm going to play a little pinch of this real fast. And so you guys over here and grab this live stream that we're going to go over real quick.
Okay, so here is the part where Queen sends a message out to MGL. Molly the Moose.
Also, you know what else though? Molly, I want to send a message to you. And I'm sure somebody in here will get the message to you. But I would like for you to either reach out to me in some sort of way, email me, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, however is more convenient for you. But there's some things that you said about Betty. I'm going to try to be nice about it. I know we don't get along, we don't see eye to eye and stuff, but we got to depose some folks. And I don't want to be rude or shitty or anything, because it ain't your fault that you got drug into it. But you definitely were drug into it. And yeah, so we're gonna need to talk to you for a minute. I'm gonna need to holler at you for a minute, or I can have my lawyer reach out to you if you'd rather do it that way. Molly, whatever works. But there's some things that you stated in your in the clip I watched last night on your live stream that are pertinent to my court case. I'm gonna need you to come talk to me. And if you're not comfortable talking to me, then I can have you talk to my attorney.
You have a concert coming up, too.
I do. You should come by.
Love to.
Just have your people call my people.
Oh, she wants my people to call her people.
Let's do lunch.
Okay, we'll do lunch. Have your people call my people.
Moving forward, this right here is the clip that Molly was on. Let's see here. I'll go grab it real quick and let y'all listen to some of it. So anyways, here's a little bit of this. I'm going to play a little pinch of this real fast, and so you guys can see what I'm talking about with the depositions. Because, you know, Betty filed a lawsuit against me. She brings my name up immediately right off the top. She filed a lawsuit against me, for anybody that doesn't know. And the judge dismissed it, laughed her out of court, told her that they even let her rewrite it. She still fucked. There is no case, period. So basically, she's just wasting me and my subscribers' money. That's it. That's all. So that's where we're at with that. And I also want to say, to anybody and everybody that has donated to my legal fund, that has helped me, that watches, and you get to see firsthand what I've been dealing with, my lawyer deals with. We deal with this on a firsthand basis. The mood swings, the attacks, the lies, the bullshit, nonstop, day in and day out. So I really, I want to tell you guys, I appreciate you guys helping me and helping me with my legal fund and stuff and donating to it. I wouldn't be able to fight this without y'all. So I appreciate y'all's help.
So I did want to talk a little bit about the legal fund. I realize that there's a lot of controversy and the community is kind of divided on a couple of things to do with the LOLsuit. One being that Queen Bee collects money from her subscribers to help pay the lawyer. And another issue being that some people don't believe that a lawyer would cost that much. But I can tell you that it most certainly does. One lawsuit for defamation or something similar can cost anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000 or more. We need to remember too that Queen Bee also has a countersuit. That's a whole nother lawsuit. And Betty has been given the option to refile and rewrite that thing more times than I can even count. And that's more and more money each and every single time she gets to rewrite it or mess with it. And it certainly doesn't help that the judges where Queen Bee lives, they rotate. And so a whole new judge came in and had to kind of start again. That really doesn't help people who are trying to fund these lawsuits. Every time Betty sends the lawyer a new email, the lawyer has to read those emails and then respond to those emails. And as anyone who's been paying attention knows, there's been a lot. And we all know that Betty is doing a lot extra just to run the bill up even more. I actually read quite a few articles about lawsuits today and, well, in the recent past. And these internet ones, well, they end up costing a lot more. And that's partially because of all the content that has to be gone through, all the links. And it doesn't help that Betty writes hundreds and hundreds of pages that also have to be read. It's also understandable that not everyone agrees with fundraising for a lawyer on their YouTube channel. And that's okay. I'm not asking people to agree with me and how I feel about this. I just know I've been following it pretty closely, and so I feel like I can speak on it. And I'm going to speak more on it, but let's watch a bit more of this video. And in case you didn't notice before where I had the text on the screen, the article in the background we are looking at is basically an article talking about defamation lawsuits. It's pretty in-depth actually, and it kind of explains how much and how more expensive they can get if this, and this happens. And so I'll cut the article now and then bring it back in a few minutes when I start talking about it again. Okay, just to get us back on track here, Queen Bee is playing part of MGL's stream, and Queen Bee thinks that whatever she says here is possibly important to her lawsuit and perhaps a reason that Molly should be deposed. Here we go.
How many people disliked you so much that they went like this to her? Go ahead, make her life miserable. Go ahead. And you were like, what? And you were like, what? And then this is what happened. And this is why I got pissed at her. Two or so people said, hey, Molly, but lately, did you know that Boomer Betty is like included you in her? I just remembered something. Yes, she included me in her like lawsuit. And I'm like, I haven't talked to this bitch in ever. So I was like, what the fuck? And I told her, I said, what the fuck are you bothering me for? I don't know anything. I don't know what she's saying about you. I said, what is she doing? She's telling you about me. I said, wait a second. What are you talking about? She's threatening you?
So this right here is why I need to talk to Molly, because I'm sure this would be very pertinent to my lawsuit, my countersuit, and the new lawsuit that Betty refiled. Also, the girls will be dropping my legal fund periodically. So that way I know I just got an email. Somebody was asking for it. Give me a second. We'll drop it in the chat.
And I'm also going to drop the legal fund in my description so that way people can decide if they would like to help or not. And if people don't have enough money, I don't think that you should help. This is if you have extra, if it's something you want to support, and if it's not, don't feel like you have to. Don't feel pressured. And I don't think Queen Bee would want anyone who can't afford to support to support. There's a lot of people who disagree with creators putting their lawsuits in their descriptions, in their chats, in their live streams, and asking for donations. But to be quite honest, it actually happens on here quite a bit. There's some larger creators who do the same thing. Unfortunately, when you practice free speech, people want to sue you. People get upset. When you affect their pocketbooks by speaking about them, or at least when they think you're going to affect their pocketbooks, they get mad and they want to sue you. An example of that would be a channel called BJ Investigates. She also has another channel called That Surprise Witness, and I'll put her links in the description as well. But she's going through a crazy lawsuit. There was this crazy lady, and yeah, you'll have to go to her channel to catch up on that. It's just too much to go through, but I've been following that for a while as well. And she asks for help. That link for the lawsuit, for helping to support it, it's in all her descriptions. And it's not like she's not making decent money off her channel. I'm sure she is. She's got quite the following. Not a huge YouTube channel, but pretty big, especially compared to our community. And her goal for her legal fund? $50,000. Receipts are on the screen. Another example is the guy who used to be with AWP. His name is Josh Cantu. I did a video about it actually, to give out his link for people who were able to support. And it's Jared who's going after him for content that he was told he was allowed to put on his channel. And as soon as he left, now he's being told that he can't. So he's got to fight that now. And he too asked his supporters for support. And I'll throw that receipt right up on the screen. He's also asking for $50,000. And it looks like he's gotten more than $50,000. We're up to 56,000 something. And so yeah, it's a lot more common than we think, and people do get support because they have a lot of supporters and people care. These lawsuits can bankrupt you. I mean, they're a lot of money, guys. I don't understand why people are saying that there's way too much being collected. And if you haven't been paying attention to what's actually been going on with Queen Bee's lawsuit, then you're not going to understand why it's costing this much. She's countersuing, and if her supporters want to support, why can't they? That's just my personal feeling on it. I know everyone's different, and I understand there's an issue with not showing receipts, but maybe it's just not time yet. Maybe people need to be patient, and I think you can go look how much the lawyer costs per hour. And based on just a simple Google search, you can see how expensive just one lawsuit is that doesn't include internet stuff. And again, these articles that I am posting and that you'll find in the description, they do explain that as well. Okay, let's listen to a little bit more of this stream and then we'll talk again in a minute.
But yeah, this is this right here. Listen to what all Molly has to say.
And I'm like, wait, so she's just talking about you. Wait a second. I mean, I was like, there's gotta be something else, because people just going, if there's 5 or 6 people just talking about how Margaret is ugly, or she's fucking has too much Botox, or she's a fucking asshole, I don't care. Who cares? You say whatever the fuck you want. Just don't lie. And that's when I'll strike is when you're lying. That's it. It's not when you're calling me names or saying, no, this and that, and this and that, and this.
This could really be any one of us getting a lawsuit. And I do have to say, I do think this is really important to Burnt Toast, and honestly, at least partly why she wants to cover it, because she knows this could be her. She knows that if Betty knew her name, that she too would be fighting this lawsuit as well. And again, it could be any one of us who cover other creators or cover Betty. I mean, I was mentioned in that first draft. I don't know if it's still there, but yeah, she actually basically lied, by putting a bunch of screenshots from the same video, basically implying that it was from multiple videos, when it wasn't. It was all from one video. And I'll tell you, if they knew my name, I'm sure I would have been named in there as well, and also getting sued, because that's what Betty does. And that is really unfair, because this is 100% a frivolous lawsuit. You're allowed to talk about people. It's YouTube. And it's pretty ironic that Betty sits up there every single day talking about people, lying about people, talking about victims, victim bashing. But when her bad behavior gets called out, she wants to sue people? Well, I guess karma's kind of coming for her, if you can call it karma. I think it's just natural consequences of really bad behavior. But anyway, this lawsuit here is frivolous, and I support it because it could be any number of us. And I support it because, thank God, Queen has the balls, the time, and the energy to stand up to it. And thank God we have a community who's willing to help and support, because together, it could be any of us. So it should be all of us, or at least those who want to support. That's just the way I see it. And no, I don't fault others for having their own opinions and views on it. I just hope that people would look into it and know the facts and know what's going on before you decide to say things like, Oh, she's raised way too much money, doesn't need that much money. All the things that are being said. Oh, she's scamming. Well, we don't know that. We don't have proof of that, so we shouldn't be saying that. And if you're not following what's going on, then it's really hard to have an opinion about what's going on if you're not paying attention. And again, this is just how I see it. If other people want to see it differently and have their own point of view, that's perfectly fine. I don't hold it against you. Not even a little bit.
Come on, Mom. Stop that.
Not. Just don't lie. Don't lie. Just don't lie. I remember something.
Do we know who bailed her out? From my understanding, it was said Tony bailed her out. And now, I don't know where in the she gets off latching on and calling somebody a bad actor. Bitch, you need to stop parroting our words, first of all, especially when you don't know the meaning of them or we're speaking about you. And you try to take that word and turn it around like you're talking about somebody else. No, Betty, you are the bad actor. You are the tragedy pimp. Come on now, baby. Don't you do that now. You're already the laughing stock. With your crazy behavior, your crazy bullshit that you pull. Smoke them if you got them. Oh, thank you so much, y'all. You know what? Like I said, I appreciate you guys. Depositions are expensive as and we have at this point JLR, Dolly, and now Molly. Molly for sure. I think she should be at the top of the list. Dolly, I don't think he's going to really be of much, but
Prayers for Dolly for a full recovery. Thoughts and love going out to Dolly's family and his loved ones.
because the case is pertaining Dolly and them sleeping together in the car, and because that was said, we now have to go to court over it. Also, she keeps talking about a video that was played. She keeps saying that I played some video. Well, yeah, I did. It's from Family Guy. It's an actual TV show from Family Guy. It's a video that Heels made, and you can't sue someone for playing someone else's video. That's not how this works, Bets. You can't sue me for something someone else says either. And you know that.
Yeah, I agree. Betty is a menace. She doesn't care. She's doing this to waste time, waste money. She's doing it for attention. She's doing it because she's a big baby. And she's mad that people call her out and speak the truth about her and use her own words and her own behavior to showcase, well, I'm going to just be a little nice. A little bit nice today. But yeah, Betty, you really do show yourself. And I believe every bit of what Queen just said. You know exactly what's right, what's wrong, what's against the law, and what isn't. You know better. But you're just an asshole, in my opinion.
You can't sue me for something someone else says either. And you know that. Just like when you added Heels to the lawsuit. In my opinion, you did that to dox her out. Well, actually, I think JLR did, but that's just my opinion. I don't know. I could be wrong. I do have to say, though, I think it would be very wise, very, very wise to depose Molly. She seems like she knows quite a bit, and Betty brought her into this lawsuit, so she can thank Betty for that. Just like Dolly. Dolly, when he gets mad about it, that he's got to be involved in it, he can go on ahead and blame Betty. I did hear him say I think it was last night, though, because he finally came out and spoke on it. You know what I'm saying? He said Betty got what she deserved. She got what she had coming. You can't go to court. You can't not go to court and expect the police not to arrest you. But check this out. Listen, she's so fucking delusional. The first thing she does, she comes on here and blames other people and other YouTubers when she's the one that called the police on herself.
Yeah, Betty is not right. There are just so many things that could be said about Betty. But we'll save that for another video. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory at this point. At least I would hope so. So hopefully you got something out of this video. And I think it's important to mention that just because I don't agree with some things that Queen Bee does, doesn't mean that I don't support her in other things. There's no creator on this planet that I completely agree with 100% of the time. And that doesn't mean I don't agree with them on other things that I think are important or that align with my moral compass or whatever. Anyway, I just thought it was important to mention where I stand in this situation. And if you'd like to help support Queen Bee's lawsuit, this frivolous lawsuit with Betty, Bullhorn Betty, who has a terrible attitude and who has been lying this entire time, who has been wasting the court's time, Queen Bee's time, her lawyer's time, and plenty of other people's time. If you would like to support, I will put the link for the lawsuit in the description. And if you're of a totally different opinion on this matter, that's perfectly fine. It's a-okay. I don't mind. I'm not one of those channels that expects my subscribers and listeners to agree with every single video that I put out or every single opinion that I have. We are free thinkers around here, and I appreciate you guys. And again, if you would like to support the lawsuit, it'll be in the description. I'm going to put BJ Investigates channel as well as Josh Cantu's channel in the description as well. And in the description, there will also be a link to at least 2 articles that you can take a look at that will explain that these lawsuits cost a fortune. And the amount that Queen has raised so far may not even cover everything. There may need to be more money raised. And that's because this has been going on for so long now. Betty has refiled. So it's almost like starting over again. And they have to read all that. They have to reassess all of it. And then there's also a countersuit. And let's not forget the ridiculous protection order that Betty tried to take out. That was a whole nother waste of time because that had to be fought as well. It just keeps going and going. Never-ending emails, never-ending BS and lies from Betty in order to drag this out, purposely. So yes, it's going to cost a pretty penny, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was upwards of $100,000, possibly, I don't know, I'm no expert. But with depositions, they're so expensive. And if Queen Bee is deposing someone on her side, then that has to all be paid for as well. As far as I know, depending on the place, but a lot of them, you have to pay accommodations, you have to pay airfare. It's not cheap, especially if there's multiple people who are being deposed. So to those who are complaining or saying she shouldn't be collecting money, what do you expect that she should have done? Should she have just laid down and gave up and not done anything? Should she have run off scared or tried to protect her family like Crude AF did? And I'm in no way saying he did anything wrong. He did what he thought was right, and he put his family first. But Queen is fighting this, and I have mad respect for that. So if you haven't been following the lawsuit, and you did want to now get more involved and learn about it, I would suggest going to Burnt Toast's channel, because she goes over all the filings, and she goes over pretty much anything and everything that she can that's public. And she even goes over the crazy, ridiculous emails that Betty has sent to Queen Bee's lawyer. And they go on and on and on. And yeah, Betty maybe didn't know at the time that those emails become public. So they're right there to read and enjoy and grab some popcorn and listen. But in all seriousness, this is Queen Bee's life. It may be popcorn and entertainment for us, but this is her real life that she's actually going through this lawsuit. So I think people should stay kind and respectful and just be patient. Maybe the receipts, the more specific receipts, will come out. You just have to wait. But it's not hard to look up the dockets. It's not hard to look up how much this guy, the lawyer, makes per hour and how much work has gone into this for so long now. I mean, it makes sense to me. And then when you take a Google search and you look at how much it is for one lawsuit, and the fact that internet lawsuits cost a lot more because there's more to go through, I mean, it's pretty obvious to me. But again, that's just me. If you don't agree, that's okay. Do feel free to ask questions in the comments and we can discuss it. And you don't have to like everything that Queen Bee does. You don't even have to like her at all to see or decide that this lawsuit is frivolous and she's doing a great job fighting it with the support of the community and her supporters and her people. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I do appreciate you guys hanging out till the end and listening. And yeah, check out Burnt Toast for more information about the lawsuit. Queen's been talking about it a lot on her channel recently too. So yeah, thanks guys, I appreciate you. And let's go out with a song. I do think that the Media Circus song is quite appropriate. And I think it is appropriate for Betty. So Betty, I hope you're listening and listen up to these words, these lyrics. The song is called Media Circus, and it comes with my Power Director app. Can't really find it anywhere else, so I'm glad I came upon it. So yep, this is Media Circus, and I'll see you guys soon. Toodles!
You know it's hard out here for a pimp.
Step right up! Step right up, ladies and gentlemen! Step right up! What do we have here? Welcome to the carnival, ladies and gentlemen! Step right up, and I'll let you in. Hope you got a heart of gold. It'll test you, friend. Think you got it figured out? Guess again. What a carnival, ladies and gentlemen! Come on, play the games. We'll pretend you win. You're a hardy soul, a fine specimen. Step within the circus tent. Let's begin. Get ready for the ride of your life. I mean business, like the sharp side of a knife. I'm the ringleader. Mostly you don't see me, cause I stay out of the spotlight. It's easy, believe me, cause you're so distracted by what's in center stage being overacted. The ropes and elastic, the sawdust and sequins, they tell a story you all just believe in. You're so gullible, as long as it's colorful, bright and shiny. Yes, isn't it wonderful? Stay comfortable, relax, sit and watch it while I creep behind your backs and pick pockets. I don't stop at nickels and dimes when I want your time and the thoughts from your mind. Don't worry, it's fine. Stop looking backstage. Why you so curious? Act your age. Welcome to the carnival, ladies and gentlemen. Step right up, and I'll let you in. Hope you got a heart of gold. It'll test you, friend. Think you got it figured out? Guess again. What a carnival, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, play the games. We'll pretend you win. You're a hardy soul, a fine specimen. Step within the circus tent. Let's begin. Acrobats contort and twist the truth. Things in cages cavort just for you. Clowns fight each other and pretend they died. They're so good you forget they're on the same side. See that tightrope walker? Place your bets. She might fall and there's no safety net. Ah, your face is wet. Are those tears of joy? Watch animals dance when they hear the noise. We play them like a fiddle from the time they're little. Whip them into shape so they never solve the riddle. How can so few control so many and take their money down to the last penny? How can one man tame 10 lions and keep a whole crowd laughing and crying? Easy, distract them and they'll never know. But anyway, have fun, enjoy